Welcome to another episode of Thousand Bodies Podcast. I'm King Gerald Jones. We're going to get right into it as usual in the Body Bowl. You guys know what to do. Y'all know what it is. If you don't, go check out the previous episodes. The streets need a body. Let's get a good body. Let's get a good body this week. So we got a blue ticket. Man, we got a blue ticket. We got blue ticket 2843. 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 Getting right into it. So before I get into it, this is going to be a good story. All the stories are good. I edited so I'll tell all the good stories. So all the stories are good, but today is a good story. But I'm also giving you a chance this season, in season 3, to guess who the person is. The way you do that is you go to my YouTube comments and you guess a letter. You guess a letter. I'm going to tell you if it's right or wrong. It's kind of like hangman style. So you only could guess one letter. Each person, each account can only guess one letter. So when you guys guess all the letters, I'll put them up there and then we unscramble them. It's like, it's like I said, hangman style. So go to YouTube. Also, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Go follow me on all platforms, either King Gerald Jones or 1000 Bodies Podcast. That's what it is. We're going to get right into it. So this girl for this week, or this young lady, I always be saying girl and young lady because I was young. I'm not going to say I was young, but some of the times I'm telling the stories, I was young. So in this story, it was 05 and I was 25. I was 25 years old in 05. And I met this girl on MySpace. Y'all remember MySpace? So I met her on social media, met her on MySpace. Rating her, this was one of my pieces. This was one of my pieces that really looked good. I say her body was a 90% and her face was a 90%. And the reason I also knew she was fine, I really knew she was fine, because one of the things that stick out when I always think about her in my head was when I first met her, when we first met after meeting on MySpace and talking on MySpace. She had long hair. She had real nice long hair. She was brown skin, pretty face, whatever. She had ended up getting into it. Not what I say. She was going through it. She was going through it with her baby daddy. She was going through it with, having a kid and him not being there financially and not being there. He was there, but not there like she wanted him to be. So she ended up cutting all her hair off. She ended up cutting all her hair off bald. And I was like, dang, that's how I knew she was going through it. But the thing is, she was still fine. So I was like, oh, she looked good. Like, I don't know what she was going through. I don't know if she thought the hair was going to make, I don't know what the cutting of the hair did, but she cut all her hair off bald and she was still fine. That's how I knew she was fine. So like I said, on a scale from 1 to 100, her face was a 90% and her body was a 9%. She used to work out. She used to work out every day. She used to do her little cardio and do her weightlifting. So her body was great. So 90% in the face on a scale of 100, 90% in the body. So she lived in Long Beach. Like I said, this was 05. I was 25 years old. She lived in Long Beach. Long story short, let's get right into it. She one of these weekends, she had a son that I think the son was like around 10 years old, maybe 11, 10, 9, or somewhere in that age bracket or whatever. So on this particular weekend, I've been sleeping with her, but on this particular weekend, she had told me I could spend a night because her son was going to be with the baby daddy or with his father this weekend. So I'm like, cool. So we had, kind of plotted this all week, like, in our little conversation, like, oh, I can't wait to see you this weekend or whatever. And we're going to do this. So it was really kind of like a thing where we was going to really spend time and do our due during this particular night where her son was going to be with the baby daddy or whatever. So I was like, cool, whatever, setting things up. We was going to go out. We was going to go out, but we more so was looking forward to, the sexuality of it or whatever. So long story short, I'll go over there. It's a Friday night. I go over there and, we kicking it, we spending time, whatever. I'm not going to drag out the story, but the baby daddy ended up calling her while I was over there and said he's going to bring the son back home. So she, arguing with him like, why? You said you was going. Little side note, I think the son, because I had seen the son when he left, when he had left out the house or whatever, and he did spend time with him, but maybe some hours later, I think the son might have told the dad that I was over there or that a man was over there. Now let's talk about the son. The son, me and the son was cool. I used to go over there, watch him play the game, pump him up on the game. I really don't play games, but I used to play the game with him a little bit, just to be cool with him or whatever. He was a cool guy, little dude. I also play back, like we'll go to his little basketball games or whatever, and I'll play basketball with him or whatnot, like shoot with him after or whatnot. So he was a cool little dude. We never had any problems. He never talked, crazy to me. He never, got at me wild. Hence the story. So back to the lecture at hand, he's calling saying he's going to bring the boy back home, and I think he's kind of cock blocking, like the son must have told him I was over there. So he's like, oh, I'm about to bring him on. So she's arguing with him. She goes in the room. We was on the couch. She goes in the room and they're arguing like, you said you was gonna. It didn't really matter. He brought the. So long story short, the boy comes home, whatever. So I think the boy is also surprised on this particular day that I'm here and it's so late versus when I used to come over there, it'd be in the daytime and we kind of had the understanding like, okay, my son is here, I don't want you to be here too late, which I respected and understood. I think a lot of women should handle their situation if you have like younger, like I said, 9, 10, or 11, until it's an understanding like, hey, we together. It should be some kind of curfew or some kind of understanding that goes on or whatnot. So I think a lot of women should run a program like that where they got, and it don't have to be those exact rules or whatnot, but just run your program where it's strict and consistent and it makes sense and it protects the kids. Like I said, maybe that's because he had older kids versus having younger kids. Maybe versus having older kids, you can be a more lenient and it is what it is. But just make sure you have some kind of rules and understanding in place to protect the kids. So, and this is also contributing to dating a woman that has kids. I probably have, but I'm not saying I haven't, but told stories about it. So this is a story about, basically dating a woman or having sex with a woman that has kids or whatever. So I'm there and I'm like, well, do you want me to go home? And she said, no, I want you to stay. It is what it is at this point or whatever. So the boy is there and we go in the room. It's time to shut it down, shut the house down. It's nighttime or whatever. So we go in the room and not putting too much extra on it because this is real. The point of this story is not even about the body this time. It's more so about the exchange with the son. So we go in the room, we doing our thing, she doing her thing, I'm doing my thing, we doing our thing to each other. Now, in this particular setting, I'm trying to be quiet. Usually I would have tried to rock the bed. I would have tried to tear it down. I would have tried to make some noise. I would have been talking to her, talking her through it, so on and so forth. But this particular time, because the son is here, I'm not trying to, I'm not gonna say disrespect because it's not disrespect, but affect him or let him hear. So I'm being quiet and, I'm going slow. She's the one being loud. She's the one, saying my name and moaning loud. And I'm stopping every time she's going to that level. And, she's the one that's making all the noise. But I will say this particular thing is with her. She was real. And I've ran across not a lot, but a few that I can, think about that women, I call it, I guess, being sexually sensitive. So before you even get in it, they're moaning. Before you even get into, they're just the feel or the touch of, a sexual situation. Once they're there, it's already, it's already there. So they're going to be loud. They're going to be moving. It's already, and at first, I will tell you this side note. When I did come across women that were like that in my earlier age or younger days, I used to think they were like faking, like, girl, why is you being extra? Like, chill out. But it's really some women that are sexual like that, like just the touch or the thought or the feel of what we're doing right now, it really excites them. So she was that particular kind of woman so long story short, even though the story is getting long, she was, loud. And I'm sure her son, she was moaning loud. She was saying my name. She was, I wasn't, beating loud. I wasn't trying to make no sounds. I wasn't trying to, talk or nothing because again the son was there. But she, on the other hand, was in a sexual situation where she's, she's doing her thing. So fast forward to the next morning. We get up the next morning. I spend the night. This is my first time spending the night. When I get up, the little boy is playing his game in the living room on the big screen on the big screen TV. So I go in there. Hey, what's up, man? So it is different. It's different. It's different. His response usually be like, "Hey, what's up, Gerald?" And he be excited to see me and whatever. So it's different. His response is like a little more bland and a little more undertoned. I was like, oh, okay. I knew immediately, like, oh, this fool kind of like got an attitude or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, just play it cool or whatever. So I sit on the couch, I'm watching him play the game and I'm asking stupid questions. Like I said, I don't play games, but I'm trying to interact with him. So I ask him stupid questions about the game or whatever. And he's really not feeling me, I could tell. And I obviously, and that's why I was trying to be quiet because I didn't want this to happen. But the mom is, anyway. So back to the story. So he's tripping. He's tripping or whatever. So we sitting there for maybe another 5 minutes, and the mom is in the, I don't know. Oh, she got up, and I think she's cooking. She got up. She got her robe on. She tell him hi or whatever and speak, and then go in the kitchen and she's making breakfast. So he's playing the game. Out of nowhere, this is the story about to get crazy. Out of nowhere, he turns around and he said, Gerald, my daddy truck is bigger than yours. And I was like, oh, okay. Because now at this time, I had an Explorer. I think I had a 2004 Explorer, 2003 Explorer, and it was '05. And it was newer than his dad's. His dad had an Expedition. It was like probably a what would they, like a 90s, no, probably a '01 Expedition or something. So it was maybe 3 to 4 years older. But he don't understand that at this age. He just knows it's bigger. So he turns to me again. He says, Gerald, my daddy truck is bigger than yours. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty big truck, Play the game a little bit more. He turned around. He looked at me. He said, Gerald, my daddy is taller than you. I'm like, he taller than me. Yeah, he tall. He tall. The dad was in fact taller than me. I was like, I said, you gonna be tall, man. So he goes back to playing the game and turns around again, looks at him, Gerald, my daddy got more Jordans than you. So I'm like, oh, this is the vibe. This is the vibe we own. This is the vibe. This is what he owns. So I said, oh, yeah. I said, yeah. Your dad got, he got a lot of Jordans or whatever. So now I can see where this is going or whatever. So wait, let me think. He was saying, my daddy's telling me, what else was he saying? I forgot it was one more thing he said. Dang, and this the only problem I got with the body boat because I be thinking of the story in real time and right now, and I be forgetting some of the stuff. He has said one more thing. Oh, he said, my daddy got more money than you. I was like, oh, that he owned that. He owned. So now, quick side note, I was 25. Maybe I would have handled things differently. I was 25 at the time, but I felt at the time I need to teach him a lesson. Not only teach him a lesson about just, the dozens of, okay, you say something to somebody and somebody might say something back to you. So he say, my daddy got more money than you. I'm like, yeah, my dick is bigger than your dad. Go ask your mom. He hops up, drops the controller in mid-game, and he starts running towards me or coming towards me with his hands behind his back, like Sonic the Hedgehog do, and like, and I'm on the couch, so I put my hand up on his chest to stop him from coming towards me. So he just like, he going, with his hand, like I said, like Sonic the Hedgehog, you know how they be doing it. And he's like, and I got my hand on his chest, like stopping him. I was like, man, chill out, man. And he's like, So I got him like this. And I'm telling him, chill out, whatever, but he's not chilling. So I kind of like stopped focusing on him and he slaps me. The little nigga slapped me in my face while I got him like this. Boom. Pause. I immediately think in my mind real fast. My mind is going 10 miles a minute. I'm like, dang, should I check him? Should I tell him? Should I tell his mom? Should I whoop? What about boom? I immediately jump up and I grab him and I put him on the floor and I put him in his wrestling move called the Boston Crab. If y'all don't know what the Boston Crab is when the opponent, the ops, is when someone is laying on their stomach and you on their back, you're sitting on their back, but you're facing the opposite way of their head, and you grab their legs and you bring their legs back. I put him in this wrestling move called the Boston Crab. Now I will tell you this: at this time, I didn't really understand how this move hurt, but I think it do hurt, whatever. So I got him in the Boston Crab. Boom, and he's like, At this point, the mom hollers from the kitchen, "You guys stop playing in there! Stop wrestling! Y'all stop playing in there!" I will say this: the little dude kept it G because he could have said, "Hey, this Gerald is doing me." He's bending me back. He's bending my back. But he keep it G. Maybe it's also because he's thinking like, hey, I just slapped him and I was talking mess to him. I don't know what's going on in his kid's mind, but he's not. When his mom said, y'all stop playing in there, stop wrestling, he didn't be like, hey, Gerald, he just was. So, boom. I have him in the move for maybe like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Boom. So I let his legs go. When I let his legs go, they drop like this, like real limp, like boom, boom. His legs drop. So I look at him and I look at his, so I go up to his head. So now after this little 10-second/15-second move, I'm about to tell him like, hey, so again, and this is, like I said, like it was no control. His legs was just dead, like ramen noodles, his spaghetti noodles. It just was like, so I go over to his face to tell him like, and he got tears, going down his face. So don't get me wrong, I didn't want to do that. I just want to like put him in a position and be like, hey, chill out or whatever. But I see that obviously this move hurt, or I don't know if it hurt him physically or hurt his feelings, but it hurt. But hey, you slept. But anyway, so I go towards his face, towards his head, and I look at him in his face. I say, hey, don't ever put your hands on a man unless you, no matter what age you are, no matter whatever, unless you want that man to put his hands back on you. So he's looking, and like I said, he's not crying, weeping or nothing. It's just the tears coming down his eye. And also thinking about it now at the age, I mean, he probably was going through it, feeling bad that his mom getting beat, not beat. Let me not use that word. His mom having sex with another man. His dad, for whatever reason, told him he was going to spend the night, and then fast forward, he didn't drop them off. I didn't think about those things when I was 25. I was just like, the nigga slapped me or whatever, and he talking shit to me. So y'all forgive me because he's been listening to, the experience. It was wild. So I tell him that, bam, boom, 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 and that was that. That was, like I said, the mom said stop playing. He didn't even afterwards, he didn't get up and be like, Mom, he just wiped his face, that whatever, and he continued playing continued playing his game. I will also say this: I ain't gonna say looking forward, but I was also, if you tell your dad that it is what it is, I'm gonna tell your dad the story. We could get it busy how he want to get busy too, whatever. But that's what I did to not only defend this. So because I'm thinking, well, what if I would have let that boy slap me? And maybe y'all don't understand. Maybe y'all do. Maybe you let a boy slap. You believe more slap anytime you feel uncomfortable or don't like something, he's gonna think he's gonna slap me. So these, unfortunately, in man life and in man society, these are things that have to happen. If lines are crossed. So again, like I said, slapped him, whatever. And he got up, wiped his face, played his game some more. Long story short, I end up leaving or whatever. Not leaving immediately after that, but ate the breakfast. Like I said, he didn't say, Mom, Joe just did whatever to me or whatever. He left it alone. We end up, me and a girl was dating a little, not too much longer after that, not because of the situation, but just because of what she was going through. But me and the boys, we got back to our rapport, or got back to being cool. Play ball, shot ball with him some more after this day and whatever. So we was cool after that. I think the line just had been crossed, and standards and restrictions needed to be set, and boundaries needed to be set. So that's it for today's episode. Thousand Bodies podcast. I hope you liked it. I'm gonna come every week with a different story out the body bowl. I know y'all love the body bowl. Y'all see it's full. More bodies is coming. More stories is coming. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you also follow on all my platforms: Instagram, TikTok, whatever you need. What else? What else? What else? Twitch, YouTube, Thousand Bodies podcast, or King Drill Jones. That's it for today. Make sure you be fruitful and don't forget to multiply. Thank you.